For centuries, kings and queens died without ever knowing they had been poisoned. It was not arsenic. It was something worse, a tasteless, odorless substance, almost impossible to detect. 500 years ago, Queen Bona Sforza was killed this way. Today, that same method resurfaced in Colombia, hidden inside something as innocent as chocolate-covered raspberries. The poison is called thallium, the infamous poison of kings, invisible, silent, and capable of killing while making everything look like a natural illness. Thallium is not a common poison. It does not burn. It leaves no taste. It does not trigger immediate rejection. It is colorless, odorless, almost imperceptible. When it enters the body, it does not strike all at once. It infiltrates, it hides, and it begins destroying from the inside. In Bogota, in 2025, 2 young girls were spending what seemed like a normal quiet afternoon together. They were playing, talking, laughing. They had said they wanted to bake cookies, something simple, something that carried no obvious risk. The afternoon passed peacefully, until the doorbell rang. It was a delivery person. He was holding a special package, an elegant box of chocolate-covered raspberries. They were not expecting it, but it looked like a beautiful, harmless gift. No one suspected anything. They accepted it. They opened it. They ate. Their older brother was also there. He only tasted 1 raspberry. Soon after, they began to feel unwell. At first, it was mild. Nausea, stomach pain. Nothing that suggested something serious. The symptoms worsened. The pain became constant. Their bodies began to fail. Doctors could not find a clear explanation. The tests did not add up. It was as if their bodies were slowly shutting down, without any apparent cause. They were rushed to the hospital. Tragically, the 2 girls died. Their brother survived. And at that moment, everything changed. When forensic tests detected thallium, the case stopped being an unexplained tragedy and became something far darker, a deliberate poisoning. Someone had placed that toxic metal in the food. Someone had done it intentionally, and someone had chosen a method designed to leave no obvious traces. The delivery driver was located and questioned. He explained that this was not a typical delivery. The package had already been sealed, with clear instructions. He had no direct contact with the person who placed the order. But one detail stood out: the insistence that the gift had to arrive on that exact day, at that exact time. For investigators, that detail made all the difference. As authorities reconstructed the family's environment, one name emerged. One no one expected to see linked to a case like this: Zulma Guzman Castro, a businesswoman known in certain circles. She had even appeared on Shark Tank Colombia, where she presented Car B, a car-sharing business that allowed vehicles to be rented by the hour. Her appearance on the show gave her visibility and an image of success, until the investigation placed her at the center of an unimaginable tragedy. During the investigation, authorities discovered that Zulma Guzman was not a stranger to the family. Years earlier, she had been romantically involved with the father of one of the girls. The relationship ended badly and left unresolved conflicts. For investigators, that prior connection does not prove guilt, but it explains something crucial. The gift was not random, it was targeted. When authorities attempted to locate her for questioning, she was no longer in Colombia. She had fled. The Colombian prosecutor's office then requested an Interpol Red Notice, activating a search across more than 180 countries. For weeks, she was tracked internationally. In the following months, Zulma moved through Argentina, Brazil, and Spain, never staying too long in one place, as if she knew that remaining still was the greatest risk. In the early hours of December 17th, just before dawn, something broke the calm of the River Thames. At 6:45 a.m., police received a call. A woman was in the water near Battersea. Minutes later, lights cut through the darkness as boats moved slowly across the river, scanning the surface in silence. At 7:14 a.m., they found her alive. She had no serious injuries. She was pulled from the water and taken to a hospital. At that moment, officers were not conducting a pursuit or an arrest. It appeared to be a routine rescue. Everything changed during the standard identity check. The name that appeared was not that of an unknown woman. It belonged to one of the most wanted individuals in Latin America, with an active Interpol red notice. Only then did officers realize that the woman they had just rescued from the river was the same person Colombia had been searching for weeks, the same woman who had crossed borders trying to escape. Zulma Guzman was taken into custody in the United Kingdom. She is currently undergoing extradition proceedings, and authorities have confirmed that she could be returned to Colombia in the coming days, where she will be formally questioned about these events. But one question remains unanswered. No one has explained what she was doing in the water at that hour. British police have not confirmed whether it was a suicide attempt, an accident, or a failed escape plan. The only official statement is that the woman was in a state of distress. From there, theories multiply. After weeks on the run, crossing countries, knowing the search was closing in, perhaps she could no longer bear the psychological weight. Perhaps it was a breaking point, or perhaps she tried to disappear one last time and failed. No one has said for certain. Perhaps no one ever will. What is undeniable is that, after that dawn, her escape was over. But just when it seemed the story had reached its end, it took an even more disturbing turn. With Zulma's capture, authorities did not only close a case, they looked backward. They reviewed old files, deaths that had once been accepted, without many questions, and among them, one stood out. Years earlier, the girl's mother had also died. At the time, it was attributed to a health issue, a simple explanation, a tragedy accepted without suspicion, without a deep investigation, without alarms. Today, that death is being examined through a different lens. Investigators have confirmed the presence of thallium and are analyzing its role in her death. If it is officially proven that she was also poisoned, then the raspberries would not have been the beginning of this story, but its final chapter. Thallium leaves no taste, no smell, and almost no trace. It is a poison that acts in silence, disguises itself as illness, and can go unnoticed for years. That is why it was used again and again without raising suspicion. And that is why, when it is finally discovered, it is often too late. Today, what remains are not only victims, but questions. What truly motivated her? What happened in the days leading up to it? And why everything ended in such a strange way, with a woman injured, inside a river, alone, in a foreign country, just as her escape seemed to be reaching its end. The story remains open, and perhaps the most unsettling part is not what is already known, but what has yet to come to light.
Subscribe now, dale like, hit the like button. Más historias te están esperando. More stories are waiting in the shadows. No te vayas, stay with me. Sobreviví para contarlo y tú también. I survived to tell.